15 years ago, I witnessed what felt like a miracle as I watched from behind a one-way mirror transformative change happen in a session with an ordinary, though distressed couple in Ottawa. 16 of us stood watching open-mouthed as the steps of the EFT model enacted more change in 50 minutes than I could have rendered in a year of therapy with a couple. With a tenacious belief that every person has the capacity for change and a sacrificial commitment to research, Sue Johnson has dedicated her life to helping us better understand ourselves, our clients, and our world. Director of the International Center for Excellence in Emotionally Focused Therapy, distinguished research professor at Alliant University in San Diego, and professor of clinical psychology at the University of Ottawa, Canada. Sue Johnson has received numerous honors for her work, including the Outstanding Contribution to the Field of Couple and Family Therapy Award from AAMFT, and the Research and Family Therapy Award from the American Family Therapy Academy. Sue's best-known professional books include The Practice of Emotionally Focused Couple Therapy, Creating Connection, Emotionally Focused Couple Therapy with Trauma Survivors, numerous research articles, and her new popular best-selling book, Hold Me Tight. Sue Johnson, one who brings things to life and allows them to grow. She gardens and plants things in odd places around her neighborhood. Tango dancer, mother of two, wife in a real-life relationship to a man who keeps the ICEFT ocean liner afloat. Mentor and leader to many here today, and I hope you'll introduce yourselves. Just raise your hands. Trainers Catherine Ream, who's in the Washington-Baltimore Center, and Lori Brubaker, who is in North Carolina. To me, to Christy Kozer, who holds the Hold Me Tight groups in the area here, and to so many more of you. As we embark on this training today, may you find inspiration both for yourself personally and for your work with others, whether in finding a new lens through which to look at relationships, the transformative power of attachment, or moving beyond the dance of distress to real bonding and connection. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sue Johnson.
I'm going to talk to you today about EFT. If you've come for emotional freedom therapy, you've made a mistake. This is not it. This is the stuff that my son calls extremely funny therapy. So I'm really going to talk about a different kind of relationship. I'm going to talk about some concepts of understanding relationships, how to intervene with people. But EFT is demanding in that it tries to go in and look at the different levels of the dance that you see that's happening in your office. What I want to suggest to you is, when a couple come in to see you, the dance that unfolds in front of you is amazingly complex, but it's the most incredible arena for change, because in that dance, two people are acting out in real time in front of you their basic beliefs about themselves, their basic beliefs about other people, because those basic beliefs come out and come to the fore when these hot emotional issues come up between couples. They can be locked in the closet for most of somebody's life, but when somebody's in the middle of a life and death struggle, and that's how they talk about it with their partner, about basic things about whether you love me, whether I can count on you, whether we have a future together, when they're locked into that, these basic images, hot cognitions about who they are, who other people are, their basic ways of regulating their emotions and engaging with other people all come out in this multi-level drama. If you don't have a map, you get lost. And I don't think that has anything to do with how good a therapist you are. The other reason you get lost is because you watch their drama and you see your own. That's a tricky. So you get lost. So it seems to me that couples therapy is the most amazing arena for change, just because all these ways of being are up and running in the room, and you can create incredible change in the system, in the relationship, because in couples therapy, the relationship is your client. The relationship is your client. And sometimes individuals have a hard time with that. They want you to be, they want them to be your client, not their partner, right? They want you to change their partner's personality while they watch, right? I mean, if you really say to people, what do you want in a couples therapy, and they're honest, they say, I want you to stop her, him being so difficult, make them nice, loving, caring to me, and by the way, I don't do anything wrong in this relationship. So would you please get on with it? I'll watch you change their personality. Right? Well, that's not what you're going to do. If you have a map, if you have a way of understanding this drama and understanding it as it unfolds in front of you, and part of the tricky thing is sometimes it unfolds and changes very fast. Couples therapy can be the most amazing arena for relationship change and individual change. If you don't have a map, I think couples therapy is exceedingly difficult. And what I really want to suggest to you is that to do EFT well, you need to have a certain way of seeing relationships. You need to understand that the drama in front of you in a couples session is all about attachment. Attachment gives you a map. It helps you understand how powerful these emotions are. It helps you understand the drama in front of you so that you don't get lost in it just like the couple. And you need to have a sense of how to intervene in this couple at different points in therapy. But the main thing about EFT, and the reason why you can't learn it from a book and why we made training tapes, is that in this model, you are not an expert standing outside giving advice. To do EFT, you have to be emotionally present with the couple. EFT is a way of thinking about relationships, thinking about intervention, and it's also a way of being with people. And those incidents where suddenly there's attachment issues that come up become incredibly important. You as a therapist need to watch for those incidents. You need to know the moments that the relationship hinges on. You need to know the pivotal moments of healing and injury, and attachment can tell you those. Otherwise, you end up trying to deal with everything. You end up trying to help people have conversations about every content issue. One of the real traps in couples therapy is to get sucked down the content tube, as we call about it. That's the other thing. John Gottman says, when you get married, you marry a whole set of perpetual problems. People fight about kids, sex, and parenting. And I say, no, they don't. We have wonderful discussions. Okay. He says, what do you mean? I said, they only ever fight about one thing. It's how they talk about kids, sex, and parenting that is the problem. They only ever fight, from our point of view, about the question, are you there for me? Do I matter to you? Can we make safe emotional contact? Even though we miss each other sometimes, can I reach for you and pull you close? Do I feel that I matter and I'm special to you? Do we have this sense of safe connection? If we do, we can be different and we can fight. It's okay. And I believe that all good therapy is a corrective emotional experience. And if you don't feel it, if you don't feel the shift emotionally and in your body, it doesn't work. You don't hold on to it. You don't take it out in the world with you. Okay, so we know how change occurs. We have a new science of love based on a very clear image of what love's about. We do not have to believe the front of Mariam Yalom's book. Mariam Yalom wrote a beautiful book called The History of the Wife. It's not very old. It's a lovely book. And in page 2, she says, what we just have to accept is love is just an intoxicating mixture of sex and sentiment that nobody can understand. If this is really true, I think all couple therapists should just pack up and go home. Because if this is really true and we don't have a frame for what healthy love is, how love gets stuck, how to understand this incredible drama in front of us, we really are what we've been accused of being by people who disapprove of couples therapy, which is we're just a bag of tricks. just dealing with one symptom after another and never knowing how to make real, pivotal, significant change. Lucky for us, it's not true. And I also want to suggest to you that the way the world is today, if love really is a mystery, we are in deep, deep, deep trouble. The values of EFT are resolve to be tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, and tolerant with the weak and the wrong. Sometime in your life, you will have been all of these. This is a we're all turkeys in the same turkey soup type therapy. This is not, which has been very popular in our field, I am an incredible expert, don't you know? And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to create a few magic interventions and you're going to think how incredibly clever I am. This is not one of those. The most basic EFT intervention is empathic reflection. Believe me, unless you've had EFT training, you underestimate the power of your empathic reflection. Rogers, who was very laughed at and put down, said that a good reflection and a timely reflection is not a repetition, it's a revelation. When I tune into you and stay close and reflect the key elements of, please note, not every element, the key elements of your experience back to you, I hold up your reality and I order it for you. So you can make sense of it, so you can plug into it and your reality becomes workable. Everybody with me? Empathic responsiveness allows people to have a working distance from their emotion. What you want for people to work with their emotion is they want to be in touch with it, but not overwhelmed by it. We expand, reprocess emotion experiences, emotional responses. This is not ventilation. EFT has nothing to do with catharsis. Catharsis is the Greek word for diarrhea. We expand emotional responses in order to what? Oh, just for the sake of it? No, because emotion's the most powerful thing in the room. Emotion is often the only way to get new responses. You cannot cognitively bargain or behaviorally program tenderness, love, sexual attraction, true compassion, and empathy. You can't do it. They're emotional responses, and that's what people want from their relationship. Not only that, emotion's the most powerful thing in the room. Why not use it to create change? And if you don't know how to do that, please believe me, anything else you come up with works pretty well perhaps for a little point in time, but the first time that emotional tsunami hits, it just gets carried away. If you watch me and my husband interact, most of the time you would say, oh, that's a secure couple in this relationship, right? But if you watched us fight, I flip into anxious, he flips into more avoidant. He says, I'm really tired, can't we talk about this tomorrow? I say, no! We can't! The point is we don't stay there. We all use all these strategies, and Bobby said there's nothing wrong with any of these strategies if they're useful for a moment to help you regulate your emotions. Point is you get stuck in them. You get stuck in anxiety or avoidance. Then you're in trouble because you can't put out signals in a way that helps people come towards you and stay close.